If you're changing the bulb in your wingtip position light or your tail light with an incandescent or LED, now's a good time to do a little owner maintenance on the socket itself. 40+ years of oxidation has done a number to all the components of the Grimes 1825 socket. It's quite a contraption filled with 14 different parts. There are 6 points of electrical contact that need to be cleaned in order to fire this bulb. So let's get into it. Tools required are a Phillips head screwdriver, needle nose pliers, small wire brush, a spiral wire brush, and a small piece of 600 or fine sandpaper. Unscrew the socket from the wingtip. Carefully withdraw the socket before you start pulling on the wires. Take a look inside with a flashlight. My wires were caught up on a nut plate, so be careful before you start yanking on them. We put on some approved anti-chafe to protect them going forward. You should have plenty of wire dangling out the hole to work with. So here's what's going on inside. Unscrew the end cap of the socket and gently pull everything out of the tube. See the copper plate? That's one of the culprits you need to clean thoroughly. There's a lot going on in there. Slide it all up the hot wire and set the socket aside. Start with the end cap. Get the brush in there and spin the cap against the brush so you don't abrade the wire. This is a critical point of connectivity, so clean it well down into the bottom corner, including the threads. Then hold the copper conductor plate that the ground wire is soldered to with the needle nose pliers. Progressively sand that until it's shiny on both sides. Then brush clean the threaded end of the socket and the top of the housing that the copper plate will contact with. Then clean the inside of the socket itself. Clean the hot side positive lead contact with the sandpaper until it's shiny. Then carefully reassemble and test it before reconnecting it to the wingtip. The cheap and perhaps unapproved LED bulbs that you can get from Amazon and Spruce have offset bayonet heights, so it'll only twist onto the socket when they're aligned correctly. If you're choosing to use this at your own risk, mark it accordingly before reassembly to the wingtip. Many of these bulbs are not polarity specific, unlike our landing lights, so they seem to be plug and play in the Grummans. My replacement bulb lasted for 3 years until it began to flicker from the oxidation and corrosion in the ground contacts. Total time on the project, 20 minutes. Well worth it. Happy lighting!